room. Let's talk about that mock versus that we did the other night with Rap Roundtable. We wanted
Subscribe
to
to the
kind of get
page.
you guys input because it was like 6 of us in the chat, in the Zoom rather, and in the live. So we really weren't able to get to the chat like we needed to.
Apparently,
But
there's 400 comments in there, Mike. Apparently, there's almost 400 comments in there. I'll be getting to those this evening.
yeah, I think people had a lot to say. Some of the comments that I glanced over. Let me go to our lineup real quick. First of all, we
Subscribe,
want to know how y'all think we did and did
Mike.
did we
Mike.
beat those guys?
Mike, tell the people to subscribe to the page.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and subscribe to According to Hip Hop on YouTube and click the bell icon so you know when we're going live. And we give you updates on when we're gonna go live beforehand anyway. But
We
how
be
do y'all
late.
think we did? Y'all think we won? I want
I
to
mean,
know in the chat.
Mike, we won. I mean,
I think we did too. Listen, we gave them a couple, right? All right, so these were the ones that we said were a wash, right? And so our agreement that night was we're going to actually do a poll for the people, and we did it on our Facebook page since they wanted to say you guys in the YouTube channel are biased. So we went
right.
to our other platform on Facebook. Y'all can join that too if you're not already following that, or Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. That's a plug too. But we did a poll for Life's a Bitch and Brooklyn's Finest because they clearly felt like Brooklyn's Finest was better than Life's a Bitch. Well, let's see what the people had to say.
It's just not. Not
We got 3,625 votes. Life's a Bitch got 2,057 votes, and Brooklyn's Finest got 1,568. Life's a Bitch got 57% of that vote to Brooklyn Finest is 43%. So I think it's safe to say Life's a Bitch beat that one. On to the other wash. You want to talk about that real quick? Let's talk
I
about
do
that.
want to talk about that because of all the things that we called a draw. That was the one that I probably had the biggest problem with because I respect those guys and those guys know their stuff. They know how special that record is. They know how special Nas and AZ obviously are on that record.
Right.
I was trying to bring up something else special about the record that people were overlooking. That's
you froze up, Coop. And we got to get Coop back. Coop, you there? Let's see. All right, we got Coop back in here. All right, you back in. You were talking about Life's a Bitch. My bad, man. I thought the signal went out or something. I was like, damn, we were having a good show. But go ahead.
That's Nas's dad playing the horn at the end of Life's a Bitch too. They were
That's
talking
special.
about like the effect of things. It's like how many all-time rap greats can get their dad on an instrument on an all-time great rap song that everybody knows, Mike, that's not a single. Like
That
this
would
is
have
an
been a great
all-time great
moment.
rap song that everybody knows that was never a single that has a real jazz player playing on it who happens to be the main MC's dad. And the guy who's the co-star on the song put down one of the 10 best rap verses ever, Mike. Like, what are we talking about? I know it's Big and Jay going back and forth. It's still not enough.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And Clark Kent didn't do a great job with that beat. Like when they were saying the beat the Life's a Bitch doesn't slap, I was like floored. I was like, you're talking about the beat the Brooklyn's Finest.
Yeah, again, man, I love the fact that we do have a rare moment of Jay and Big going back and forth. Beautiful. I get that. But I agree with you. The Brooklyn Finest beat is not one of my favorite beats on Reasonable Doubt.
Bottom tier on the album.
Honestly, let's keep it real. I don't love the hook like that either. It's cool. I deal with it.
You want to know what the hook is? The hook is like 1988. Like,
yeah.
Back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I love, like I said, I love Big and Jay going back and forth. It's cool, but Life's a Bitch is just a better song. I don't like how they were trying to downplay Nas's verse. Like he just got ate up by, AZ and his verse wasn't ill. Like, I woke up early on my born day. I'm 20. It's a blessing. The lesson of adolescence keeps my body now refreshing. My physical frame is celebrated because I made it. 1/4 through life. I mean, anybody spit a verse like that, you're like, whoa.
Got Ron 365 days annual plus some.
some.
Load up the mic and bust one. Cuss when I puss from my skull because it's pain in my brain. Vein money maintained. Don't go against the grain. Simple and plain.
LP said y'all was being nice. Yes, we were being nice, and me and
We weren't
Coop
even
talked
being
about
nice.
that
We were-
offline because
we
we
were being
knew
objective.
that the way it was going, we never would have gotten through the whole verses if we would have just been arguing back and forth. So we
would've-
trusted the people. We trusted like, yo, we could set these to the side and we'll let the people decide. And the people decided overwhelmingly. So Brooklyn's Finest is not beating Life's a Bitch.
It's not. It's not. Mike, like I said live, the only people that think Brooklyn's Finest is better than Life's a Bitch are from Brooklyn.
That makes
Period.
sense. And I know you didn't read all the comments, but I saw one of the comments. It was a guy from Brooklyn. He said, "I'm from Brooklyn. Life's a Bitch is a better song."
It's just a fact, Mike. It's a hip hop fact, Mike. Before Shook One's Part 2 dropped the following year, people were talking about Life's a Bitch like it was the greatest street record they had ever heard. Why are we having this conversation?
Well, the one that I thought was close and that we called a draw was the You Don't Know and Made You Look. So we put that out there too. Here go the results of that. The people voted Made You Look at a 68% to 32%. It was 3,507 votes. Made You Look got 2,380 votes. And You Don't Know got 1,127 votes.
Now, Mike, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. That would be the one draw that I would be okay with, even though I still think Made You Look is the better song.
Why do you think people scored it like that?
I don't know. I just was expecting some more 55-45 because that's really more realistic about how close the songs are.
I think that Made You Look is just that great.
No, it is, Mike. It's arguable, Mike. If he's the greatest rapper of all time, that is arguably the greatest record that he's ever released as a single. So it's that. You Don't Know is also that as well. It is arguably, although not technically a single, arguably the best record that we have ever heard from him. Both of those things.
You know what I think might have hurt it in a poll? I think that we don't have a video for You Don't Know.
That's true, because that video that Made You Look is like on some like hip hop.
Because like when I hear Made You Look, I see Made You Look, and that video, that video
was with the fatigues on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I see niggas
walking with Fat Joe.
Yeah, like you get visuals with that. Mm-hmm. My mood is real rude. I lay you out, show you what still do.
Don't say the car is topless.
I mean, just that whole Bravehearts energy and all that they got in the video and stuff. I think that's what hurt it in the poll. Now, Mike, I think they're comparable, but we never got visuals for You Don't Know.
That's the hardest come-in of all his records. Just when that beat drops, like when the bullet goes off and the beat drops, it's Braveheart, boom, boom, boom.
And then he comes in there like, now let's get it all in perspective. Woo!
Right. Right. And you know what's funky? He came in on the low part of the drop. Like, he didn't catch it when he was supposed to catch it. That's why he came in easy like that. So there's some technical rhyme shit going on, even how the come in goes. Because he slid in instead of jumping in.
And he did the hook, man, you know.
Well, they shooting, Mike.
Yeah, they slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money. Playboy, your time's up. Where them gangsters at? I think that's one of his best. I think it's his best single, in my personal opinion.
He's in his element, Mike. He tells you at the end of the first verse, rooftop like we bring in 88 back. They shooting.
That shit is live, man. They want to talk about being outside, man. When you're out and that song is playing,
that shit was outside.
It's different, man. And I love You Don't Know.
You want to know what it is too with both of those records? And here's what I mean. Oh, as soon as, like, in the first 2 seconds, you know exactly what the record is. It's like, oh, that, cut it up.
I'm sorry, I love that loop, man. That Apache, the way Salam Remy flipped that shit, that's his best track in my opinion.
It is. I think it might be the best like flip of a classic loop. That and what Havoc did with White Lines for Quiet Storm. Like just the way that they freaked it.
Yeah, nah. Yeah. You know, I'll get Just Blaze that. I know this ain't the same thing, but what Just Blaze did with Super Freak on Kingdom Come, crazy. Because I didn't even recognize it at first. Like I was like, oh, that is Super Freak.
It is. Album's not any good, but
The song is incredible. All right, the other wash we did, and we're gonna go to the list after this. We had the poll. What was it? PSA, and it ain't hard to tell. All
that
right,
is another
now I think this
conversation.
is where people were saying we were being nice because this
That
is
is not a
towards the end.
conversation.
It ain't hard to tell it's a much better record than PSA, but we said, you know what, we'll go ahead and give it to the people, and this is what the people said. It ain't hard to tell won 64% to PSA's 36%, 3,414 overall votes, 2,186 it ain't hard to tell votes, and 1,228, PSA votes. I think that, this is what I think. I think those guys came with 3 joints that they thought were going to win, and they didn't. It's like when you play the ace of spade, or you play the 2 of spade, and somebody comes with the 2 of diamond, and you didn't think they had it. I think that's what it is. They know it ain't hard to tell it's a better record than PSA.
Mike, it ain't hard to tell it's the first single off of Illmatic.
DeCarlo says no, PSA is more iconic, and it's an anthem in hip hop.
No, I'm going to say that again because apparently people didn't hear me when I said it. It Ain't Hard to Tell is the first single off of Illmatic. This conversation is over.
Well,
I'm glad we had this talk. I'm glad we got together. I'm glad we had this talk. I'm glad everything's clear now.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go to the list of what both parties played. I think that regardless if people agree or disagree who won or who lost or who has the better catalog, I think we proved Memphis Bleek and Jay wrong when Jay said that nobody could stand next to him on that stage, and Memphis Bleek said that Nas doesn't have enough songs. I think that theory was dispelled.
It ain't hard to tell. I excel, then prevail. The mic is contacted. I attract clientele. My mic check is life or death, breathing a sniper's breath. I exhale the yellow smoke of Buddha through righteous steps. Deep like the shining, sparkle like a diamond. Sneak a Uzi on a line in my army jacket line and hit the earth like a comet. Invasion. Nas is like the Afrocentric Asian, half man, half amazing. Woo! There's nothing on PSA that's even fucking with the lead-in of the first verse.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
DeCarlo says, every time I hear y'all bring up Illmatic, it feels more overrated. Listen, I think what people need to understand.
DeCarlo, the Eminem fan? Go listen to Illmatic and tell me what your boy like. How about this, Mike? M in his career doesn't have 9 songs that line up with Illmatic still at this point. That's real.
Yeah.